What's up, guys? October 21st, almost 5 p.m., 4:54. Just cooked up some of this here lean ground turkey, 93.7 ground turkey. Probably be having that as a post-workout meal. Again, I apologize about the quality of the videos. Using a front-facing camera on the iPhone 5. iPhone 6 has been confirmed that it is shipped, and it should be here by the beginning of next week. So hopefully that, in the meantime, will improve the quality of these mini little vlog clips. You know, in the gym, I'm still using the DSLR, and I use it when I can. And my little Sony Handycam vlog camera right now is not working, as you guys know. So hopefully this quality does okay. If in better lighting situations, it's not too bad. Like, there's a window right in front of me, so with that light coming in, it's not bad. But as soon as you kind of move away from that, it gets more and more grainy the darker it gets. So we're hoping that that phone comes soon and that will improve the quality of the vlogs. But in the meantime, I'm doing everything I can to deliver the content to you guys. So we got this turkey here. We're going to hit the gym probably around 6:30, 7 p.m. tonight for some lower body training. So, but I don't know, maybe have like some Greek yogurt, some rice cakes before the gym. Hit the gym, take you guys along with us, and we'll see you in a little bit. All right, what's going on, guys? So we are in the gym for a lower body training session. Not too much footage here, but I'll go through a few of the exercises. Starting out with front squats. Only used 135 for 4 sets of 8. And the purpose here is just for technique. Really working on a slow eccentric or negative and keeping a straight bar path and then trying to explode up. Making sure I'm hitting below parallel and just maintaining that good form. You know, I've front squatted over 200 pounds before, but this is really technique work we're doing here. And it overall felt really good. So I'll be increasing the weight over the weeks here. But again, just really happy with the way form is looking. Keeping that upright torso, getting below parallel without any lumbar flexion. So enjoying those front squats there. Moved on to some walking dumbbell lunges. I believe only using 35 or 40 pounds here. I was actually supposed to do Bulgarian split squats, but for some reason they were bothering my foot. And I actually really like those, but I have to just work on my form with that so it's more comfortable. Although there's nothing wrong with doing some walking lunges, these will definitely kick my ass, and I'll probably keep them in the program and just keep increasing the weight week after week. After that, I moved on to some really hip extensions. I mean, this is normally done for lower back extensions, but I was primarily doing this exercise to work on my glutes. So I was rounding my upper back and just thinking about forcing my hips into that pad and using my glutes to power myself up and not using my lower back. Following that, we moved on to some single leg extensions. So that was 4 sets of 8 per leg, and just again, focusing on, you know, slow and controlled, focusing on the form, not locking out too heavy and trying to hyperextend the knee. And that's something that you see very often. People forcefully lock out on leg extensions, thinking that's the only way to get a good contraction in your quads. You really don't need to lock out that forcefully. It's just about controlling the weight and not about how much weight you're lifting with each leg. And following the leg extensions, moved on to some lying hamstring curls, which I did not film, and then finished off the training session with some seated calf raises, which is not very interesting. So, meanwhile, 2 days later. What's going on, guys? Thursday, October 23rd. Figured I'd give you a quick update on the whole camera situation. iPhone 6 should be here Monday, the 27th, I believe. I could be wrong, but that would be great, so we can start vlogging with that a little bit. As far as this goes, I told you guys a while back that it wasn't reading the memory card, no matter what I did. A lot of you guys suggested, you know, to take a look at this right here. So you open this up, let me get you in focus there. And the memory card, all memory cards have these locks on them. So some people said maybe your memory card was locked and that's why it wasn't reading it. Some people said to format the memory card, and I pretty much tried a little bit of everything. But right now, it's actually reading the memory card. So it seems to be working temporarily. I'm not sure how long that's actually going to last. And you guys are going to laugh at this, but how I got it to work was actually pretty funny. I tried messing with a bunch of different things. I tried different memory cards. I tried to lock it and unlock it. I tried to clean out the memory card slot. Nothing seemed to work. And I don't know why I decided to do this. I think I just got a little bit annoyed and curious. So believe it or not, I took this knife, not that this is like a special camera knife, it's just a knife, and I actually took the memory card out, and inside there, I don't know what the hell is in there, but whatever reads the memory card, I legitimately stuck the knife inside there and just moved it around a little bit and poked around like I was playing a game of Operation. And believe it or not, the operation was successful, at least temporarily, and it read the memory card. So I have no idea what the hell I did. I don't know if this knife is magical or maybe I just poked something that, I don't know. Whatever the case is, it seems to be working. So I'll be vlogging with that a little bit. Quality on that's not great either, but I just figured I'd let you guys in on that since a lot of you have been offering suggestions on how to fix this. So I guess it's working for now. I'll probably switch over to this as it's just easier to vlog with. But I'm also looking at the Canon 70D, looking to upgrade that as well as the lens on this camera. So always looking to upgrade, trying to give you guys the best content I can, trying to increase the quality. But we're gonna test this out now and see how it holds up. All right, so we're on the Handycam. It seems to be working. Let's see how long this lasts. Hopefully it holds up as it's really easy to vlog with. And yeah, so we'll test it out. It's around 1:30 right now. I'm gonna have myself some oatmeal. It's been a while since I've had oatmeal. I used to have it every single morning, but lately I've just, I don't know, haven't really been in the mood for it. But now we're in the mood for it. So we're gonna go with probably around a cup of oats and mix in some whey protein with that. All right, so we got our oats mixed up here. That's 1 cup or 80 grams. And we are going to throw in a scoop of this Impact Whey Protein cinnamon roll flavor from the brand My Protein. Links are in the description if you want to save yourself 10 or 15%, depending on if you're in the US or the UK. Flavor is really good. I will be doing a review on all of the flavors. I've tried just about every one, at least that you can get in the US. And I gotta say, I haven't really been too disappointed. There are a few that I wouldn't really recommend, and I'll talk about that when I review them. But in the meantime, we're rocking with cinnamon roll because I just feel like cinnamon roll and oatmeal, cinnamon roll oats goes pretty well together. So we're gonna mix that up. And hold on a second. Let's get this open here. Smell that, guys. It literally smells like cupcakes. I know it's cinnamon, but I don't know. It smells really good. So we're gonna rock out with a scoop of that, mix it together, and that will be our pre-workout meal and breakfast. Let's do it. We are in the gym for some more bench press work, starting out with some shoulder mobility. I'm doing what's known here as band or shoulder dislocates. I choose to use a band. I think it's more comfortable. You can use a PVC pipe or a broomstick. I know Nick Wright just spoke about this in one of his recent videos, something that I've always incorporated into my training. And what's really important with this exercise is not to hyperextend your lower back like I'm showing here. This is an example of how not to do this. A lot of people tend to do this when they have poor shoulder mobility to compensate, but the goal is to keep that back straight while performing this movement with your arms and shoulders. So this is known as the around the world. It's just a great tool to help warm up. I will be doing a full upper body mobility routine, something that I like to do. These are just a few of the exercises I choose. I also like to do what's known here as band pull-aparts to just really get those rear delts pulled back and get prepared for some pulling. So enough of that mobility talk, let's get into training. General bench press warm-up sets followed by some technique and then working sets. So started out with just the bar and added weight as usual for a general warm-up. Moved into 170, which was more for the technique aspect, doing just 2 sets of 3. And then I moved on to my working sets. Today's working sets were 4 sets of 3 at about 80%. Again, working off of a 240-pound 1-rep max, which is a conservative 1-rep max, but something that we're trying out for now. So I threw 195 pounds on the bar for the 4 sets of 3, doing a competition pause. Now, like I've said, I'm not a powerlifter and I've never competed in powerlifting, so I'm not sure if this is really a competition pause. I do about a 2-second count, I believe. I'm not even sure what it's supposed to be, but essentially it's just a pause bench press with 1 to 2 seconds of a pause and then trying to explode up. So something that I'm working on. I'm not doing any touch and go right now except for on the floor press, which you'll see a little bit later. And this is just what my program calls for, doing this pause work, and I definitely think it will be helping me in the long run. So like I said earlier, 4 sets of 3 at this, and then moved on to some incline dumbbell press using a low incline right around 30 degrees. And I just did this split screen so you wouldn't have to watch me do this 4 times, and trying to get a little creative with the videos to make them a bit more interesting to watch. So with the slight incline dumbbell press, we were just doing this as assistance work 4 sets of 5 using 85-pound dumbbells. And for the assistance work, we are using the RPE scale, or rate of perceived exertion, which is a way for me to auto-regulate my accessory movements. Now, the RPE can also be used on major movements like the deadlift, bench press, and squat. But we typically are using percentages right now. The RPE is a great scale if you're familiar with it and if you know your body very well. It gives you an idea of how close to failure you're getting and allows you to somewhat go by feel. But the problem with the RPE scale for people who are not familiar with their body is they tend to not push themselves as hard as they can because they just focus too much on that scale. They're auto-regulating to the point where they feel weak that day and they're just not going to push themselves. So percentages are good for keeping track of the progress and basing it off of a concrete number. But the RPE scale is also good just as another way to gauge your progress and gauge how you feel during that training session. It sounds like I might have to do a video on the RPE scale and percentages, but moving on from those rows, we went ahead and did a dumbbell raise complex, doing 15 lateral raises with 15 pounds and dropping right into 15 bent over raises with 10 pounds. And this was for 4 sets. So it ended up being 4 sets of 30 altogether. So I figured I would show you the pump that I had going on there. My shoulders felt like they were about to explode as they were filled with blood. Now, I know some people think the pump is underrated. Some people think it's overrated, but I think it's pretty hard to argue that the pump doesn't feel damn good and everyone likes getting it in the gym. So moving on from that, we hit some floor press. This was my first time actually performing the barbell floor press. I've done this with dumbbells before in previous videos, and I have to say it was quite awkward to get used to at first. I know I've seen in Omar's videos, he actually puts a bench pad under his back to increase his range of motion a little bit. Some people keep their legs straight out to minimize leg drive. You know, this is something that I will be playing with over time, trying to get a good angle with my elbows, trying to really focus on keeping a tight form. So this was completely different to me, and that's why I kept the weight light at only 135, doing 4 sets of 8 here. And that was pretty much it for all of the pressing today. After that, we finished off the training session with a bicep workout of my choice. So I just decided to do standing, alternating dumbbell curls here with 35 pounds. And this is mainly because this program that I'm on does not have much arm volume. So being that it's a 4-day split, my coach told me I do have an optional day to go into the gym and hit pretty much anything I want as long as it doesn't interfere with my progress. So I'll probably be throwing in a bro day with some arms and maybe abs and maybe even some calves, but I doubt it. Anyway, that's going to end this video here. Thanks as always for tuning in and watching. If you made it this far, you know I appreciate the support as always. Don't forget to like that video if you enjoyed it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys. And until next time, we will see you all in the next video.